Well, hello, everybody. It's your boy Sam again, aka the Train Mother Main. My box calls and locks calls and cocks calls. Once again, if you are not a fan of my intro, I don't really know what to tell you, but I'm glad you're here. So it's been a solid 3 weeks, 4 weeks, call it a solid month since the last update on the layout. And bad news is my boat broke down. Good news, it's in the shop getting fixed. Bad news is it's going to be a few more weeks till I get it back. Good news is I've put in a ton of work on the layout and there's a lot to show off. So being that I've already wasted the first 57 seconds of this video screaming and making jokes, I'm going to jump right on in. Well, we always usually start on this side and work our way around. Let's start over on this side. So the basis of this entire video is the track work is complete everywhere around the entire layout, and I'll work our way around and show you. So the track work is 100% complete, and all of the track and ties are 100% painted, except my turnouts. I need to get in here and detail those up close and personal, just because with electrical conductivity, I wanted to do those with a special touch instead of just slathering paint and then sanding it off the tops of the rails. So again, all the track work completely done. Everything's wired for DCC. Turnouts are all in. Track and ties are all painted. Huge progress. So that alone right there, track work being done, is huge progress. Not really much to see over here in the lumberyard area. Did a little bit of work on this foam, kind of getting an idea of how I want it to look. Nothing really groundbreaking there. It probably looked very similar last time you saw it. Same thing over here, nothing groundbreaking, but carved a little bit of foam just to start getting rough ideas. I believe I showed you this last time. I have spots marked where I want rock faces versus sloping green and trees and stuff, so we're getting there slowly. I'm not going to do a big foam-ageddon until solid winter time. In the meantime, I'm just doing little tiny sections at a time to get a feel, so that once we do foam-ageddon, we'll know what we're doing where. It'll just make the progress and process very fluid. So let's get over this way. We got my little Lackawanna. This is going to be my road switcher for the industries. All that, just pulling a nice string of box cars. So this was the big boy expansion. Last time you saw it, there was no real middle piece. There was also no gaps like this. So, you know, the new runaround, you know, the expansion of the main line, and we'll work our way back around here and then around, and we have the industrial park. There's a lot over there, but we're putting nice big mountain divider from both sides. Probably won't go much higher than this, but maybe just a little bit in the middle, one more 2-inch section higher. Going to do rocky and green slope down, but this area in particular is going to be very cliffy and steep, rocky. I cut out this section and kind of bashed this in because I want it to be a nice big drop off. We have a wood trestle kit we're putting in here. Then we're going to have this slope down nicely, some retaining walls, and a nice similar trestle kit in here. Like I said, I cut all of this out, put some gaps and holes. I'm going to experiment with how far I can drop things. So from the fascia perspective, trestle, and then a sloping hill this way with some retaining walls, and then another trestle. This is all going to be very steep and like chasm-y, and then it'll start to go back to green rolling over here. After coming from green rolling over there, get rocky over here, and eventually I will get the fascia sanded down to, you know, ground level somewhat. This is still loose because I haven't secured it. I'm doing a lot of work in there. So from this perspective, you could see, again, these are 2-inch sections of foam. So this sits 4 inches high in the very center, maybe just coming out to like here. I'm going to probably put another rectangle in there just to have a crown point. Over here, this is all going to be very gently green sloping mountainous side to here. Probably fill in the corners with maybe even sloping in or out, a little valley, I'm not really sure. We got a train coming. Nice little action shot. So it's going to be very simple. It's going to be scenery, 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 but different environments completely. Like I said, cliff and rocky, and then green, a little bit of rock, and then mainly green over here. So this I'm excited about, this siding here. I know it's just a siding, but if you watched or have seen any of my previous layout videos on my older layouts, I've always had like abandoned sidings and pieces of track in places, you know, overgrown and rusty and missing ties, and maybe even the rails are a little bent. They were always out of service though, meaning they were never connected to the main line or functional at all as far as operations on the layout. I was going to put one here, and I decided, you know, it'll cost me a Pico switch, whatever, $22, to have this actually be functional. So it's going to be weathered, and I destroyed a lot of the ties, made the track bent and all that. It's hard to see without getting super up close, but definitely a super jaded piece of track. And I tied it into the main, wired it up. So it's going to be overgrown and rusty and grass and, you know, poor ballast and dirt and stuff, but it's actually powered and actually serves purpose. So even though it will be completely devastated, I can still store a cut of cars on there. I'm going to have it be kind of like a maintenance of way siding. There's going to be some gondolas with some ties, some maintenance of way vehicles, flat cars, box cars. At one point it was an old runaround or passing siding, and now it's just derelict. But instead of just having it be here for the scene, which it will be anyway, it'll actually have some use, which I'm excited about. So I can definitely store a nice string of cars. I did not want to throw another switch in here and have it be a functional runaround or passing siding. I wanted more realism on the scene. So I put these cross ties in there to stop the track. And obviously you can see the rails were pulled up at the switch point over there. So that'll make a nice little addendum to the scene. Instead of having it be functional with a switch there, I figured, you know, at one point it wasn't even going to have a switch coming off the far end. It was just going to be for show. So let's have a show half down here and still have it be functional with the switch coming off over here. So like I said, I have maintenance away written in a couple spots. I want to put some ties stacked or piles of ballast and some old rail like I do have here and stuff, and we'll make it look super schnazzadelic. So back over to the, I'm sorry about the lighting down here. I know I said I want to make the lighting better. That's on my project list, so we'll move Mr. Lamp over here. The mine scene, I did change the track plan in here just a little bit. There are the 3 tipple tracks. I do have my entire fleet of coal hoppers over here. They fill it out super nice. The 3 tipple tracks, and then this switch used to lead to 3 more storage tracks. I did not like the look of just having one wide yard taking up this entire area with just buffers at the end. So I put this down in here, and I'm going to have a little extra, I don't know what the purpose of it will be, but little loading station or maybe even an engine shed for the switcher that's going to be in here. I'm not really sure, but figure just this auxiliary track, you know, nice and curved, not all straight like these, leading to something. It's going to look better than just, you know, this track and then one on either side going all the way to the end. Just, to me, it was just too uniform. So I changed that up. Again, did some basic foam work over here, just kind of trying to get a feel, nothing spectacular. Then over here, so I do have my Easy Command DCC system out right now. I have a ton of rolling stock and 3 actual trains on the layout, including the one that's running. So we got the turnout for the industrial lead, got the foam all worked in. It's going to slowly taper down this way. These are obviously very oversized right now. Like, it won't even be this high, much less as high as it is now. Tapering it all down this way into the industrial lead. So I got my cement plant. We got our couple sidings coming off this way. They're very wonky and beat up looking as well. I did get this new set of micro trains, covered hoppers. They're graffitied, which I'm super stoked on. They look awesome. So I'm thinking about expanding this scene too to make it a bigger cement plant. We'll obviously have roads come in where you see the blue tape. So we got the industrial lead coming down here, branches off into the two. You know, it'll take 5 or 6 cars. Then you've seen the yard. Like I said, I do have a few trains and some nice rolling stock out right now. So I do have the 3-track runaround yard and then 2 stub end tracks just for storage and to kick around cars. So I have lots of options for building trains, doing some switching, and just overall, just overall capacity, which is nice. Perfect size for an industrial area. You know, they're bringing in trains of 8, 10, 12 cars, bringing in empties, bringing in loads, taking out empties, taking out loads. Coming down over here, I have these 2 building kits that I bought. I don't know if I'm going to keep the signage and whatnot. I'm going to weather them up a bit too, but nice industry here that'll take a few box cars. And then this is the Walthers. I forget the name of this kit, but everybody has it. And it is taking a few box cars as well. So you can get the perspective shots from here. So like I said, I think I'm going to have these 2 be considered one industry. I just got to tie them together. There are some signage, but I don't know if I'm going to keep them or not. But I think this is one industry. They put like parking lot and trucks and, actual parking area or whatever you want to call it, or just, like an alleyway. Over in here, you can see that the box cars are taken here and here. And then this is just the continued lead of the main line for the yard. It's obviously just going to stop there. I figured I'd just have it stop here and be abandoned looking, and, in real life it would keep coming. There's nowhere for it obviously to go, but just to have the extra lead time, just to have the extra lead doesn't hurt. So coming along nicely, I've got the 3 industries over here and the yard. I wanted a little industrial park. I wanted a little yard. I kind of accomplished all of that with one go. Like I said, you can see all the track is painted and ties are weathered, and it's actually nice too. Like I said, wired up for DCC. I have, what do I have? We got 3 different units running right now. None of them are running super long trains except the coal consist. This is 28 cars, or no, 27 cars. But I do have plenty of mixed freight on here to run some nice consists. It's one of my favorite things. I've mentioned it 100 times. Keep your layout clean. Even if I do a little bit of foam work here tonight, vacuum it up right away, and I'm able to continuously run trains even while working on it. Obviously, when I painted all this track in the last week and had to sand the tops of the rails, as well as when I was doing wiring, I might have a day or 2 where I cannot, but generally speaking, even at this pink foam stage of the layout, I still want to be able to come down here and run trains. And the best way to do that and ensure things are also working properly as you work on them is to keep your layout clean. It's not that difficult. Some people aren't organized or don't care as much as I do, but that's how I roll. So, I guess, I don't know, normally my videos are 20 some minutes long these days, but I just kind of breezed right through everything. So next few weeks I plan to keep working in some foam just slowly. Like I said, getting towards that Foamageddon stage, because I'm not going to do any scenics or ballast or touch anything at all until Foamageddon is complete and the layout is cleaned up. Carving all this foam, this is more than I've ever taken on. It's going to be definitely hell. I don't anticipate anything less than absolute hell. And then even after it's done, I'm going to have to go through and probably vacuum the entire layout from corner to corner. The initial cleanup, and then in the cracks and crevices, and then probably do one more. So, that alone, the vacuum job alone is going to be a couple hours worth of straight hell. From there, like I said, the track work is primarily done. So I'm working on individual scenes. Got a couple building kits I want to order to fill out the cement plant scene. Got to figure out some detail-y type stuff for in here. I suppose I could paint the ground in here as well. I could probably knock that out. Paint some of the ground over here as well, where I'm not going to be actually carving. I could definitely do that. And working on the trestle scene. I need to at least get the base figured out so that I can get the legs in place of where they're going to go, as well as fit the trestles in to their abutments and whatnot. It's kind of a mess right now just because I had the main line glued and then cut down into it, versus I should have done that originally, but not a huge deal. Everything's still glued down and in place. I just have some floating areas and some of my road bed came loose, but as you can see, the trains do not seem to mind. So definitely excited. Definitely want to get all the foam work done as far as the pieces of foam that need to go where that still aren't there. That's huge too. So then once that's all in place, all I'm doing is working forward, not kind of skipping around. So I anticipate by the next video that will be complete as well. That's kind of it. I have bought, you saw those hoppers over here. I've bought a bunch of rolling stock and stuff lately, but I think I'm going to slow down on purchases. And I think I am going to just work on what I have, stay busy, through the end of the summer. It's already the last week of August, so things are flying by. And, here within the next 2 months, it's going to be full-time railroad season. So I guess I also, like I said, I need to finish putting in the foam that's going to be carved so I can work in like exactly this tunnel portal scene, and then these kind of open areas here so I can carve it all. Like I said, one more little crown piece up here if that's what I'm going to choose. The areas over there. If I'm going to do these corners, I need to get the foam plan finished now. So as I continue to carve and then lead to foam again, and I'm good to go. So big project, but can be done. So I guess that's kind of it for now. Tips or tricks, Tony Hawk style, let me know. I will be posting this video in all my groups on Facebook again. Global HO, N-Scale, World Headquarters, or whatever, my group, get at me. I appreciate, I've gotten a ton of new subscribers on the channel in the past 90 days, 60 to 90 days, over the last couple videos especially. I appreciate that big time. So if you're new here, I appreciate you. Please do comment. Please do subscribe. It helps the algorithms. It helps the views. It helps bring new people to the channel. So again, whether it's here on Facebook or wherever you see this, Reddit, I really appreciate all the love and support. And, I know this is my newest video right here. I'm filming it live, and it's the last week of August 2022, but I do have, 75, I think I have 60 to 70 videos of my older layouts, including older videos of this layout. So go check those out, see what I've been up to and how I do things. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy everything. So again, tips or tricks, Tony Hawk style, let me know. Hit me up on Facebook, hit me up on here, and I appreciate you. So if you have a layout or any questions or tips or criticisms, I'm open to all that stuff. I'll check out your videos, or I'll critique you, or good or bad, whatever. Just, I don't know. I ramble at the end of these videos, so I'm going to shut up now. But thanks again for being here, and we'll see you soon. Train Main out.